True terror is to wake up one morning and realize that your graduating class is running the country. Kurt Vonnegut. It must be surreal seeing the popular hockey player from Law anchoring the CTV News, the quiet band student open up their psychology clinic, and remember that O2 student? Well, they're running their bakery down the road. And that girl in prom committee who was always running back and forth selling us those suckers for $2 each? She's a crown lawyer now. It's terrifying because we remember copying each other's homework, skipping class, and shrugging off those bad test scores. I remember when I first walked into Holland Road Elementary. I shut my eyes for what seemed like a minute, but now that I open them again, I'm standing in front of you, closing this chapter of our lives. But before I say another word, I want to speak to the parents, the guardians, and the educators. I want you to think back to that very first day, when your student got on that school bus and started a 13-year-long journey. You watched and supported us as we first struggled through adding and subtracting, then multiplication tables, algebra, trigonometry, and for some of us even pre-calculus. I want you to remember those times. The highs and the lows, the victories and the frustrations. Now, I want you to look at these fine people, and I want you to know that as parents, brothers, sisters, friends, family, and teachers, you are the backbone of this graduating class. You made this possible. So on behalf of us, the graduating class of 2014, thank you. Now, when we first walked in through those Lockview doors, into the gym, our basic sense of survival kicked in. Even if we had never been friends before, in that moment we all were. Lockview was bigger back then, and I know I'm not the only one who got lost. We were all cattle, bound by a common struggle. Our favorite vice principal presided over the herd with military precision. And with Swift, I love Lockview and I hope you do too. The tone was set for the rest of our high school days. Days that would be influenced by our unique personalities, meshing, clashing, and bonding. Because when we arrived, we were a diverse group of people. And now, although we're leaving as a diverse group of people, during those 4 years, we realized that we had more in common than we thought. And now, after the tests, the lectures, those 3 a.m. cramming sessions, and the endless drama, here we sit. We've been through so much together. Dances, coffee houses, and 2 of the best musicals north of Broadway. And who could forget our no-spectator hockey games? I was always so impressed when I heard our annual Christmas concerts. And when I watched the rugby teams pummel their opponents into submission, I was always filled with pride. Pride and a bit of terror. I remember back in the early days when the sight of a calculus textbook in the hallway left us dumbstruck. And for those of you who haven't experienced it yet, don't worry, it's not that bad. I mean, when I think about it, I only cry every second night. I think someone even got an 89%. That person should be knighted. I had the pleasure of being part of the student council for 3 years, as well as being the first ever Lockview student advisor on the Halifax Regional School Board. And I spent an amazing year living and learning the German language and culture, which is something I could never have done without the tools and support that I got from Lockview High School. Because schools are places where people come together to build something bigger than themselves. And together, as a community of parents, guardians, teachers, and students, we raised awareness for so many causes that we believed in. We made a difference, not just here, but in faraway places. Through groups like Free the Children, we helped build schools in the third world, all the while moving from classmates and peers to friends. In my opinion, there's nothing more surreal than flying 3,000 feet above the earth in an engineless aircraft. I still remember my first solo flight. My instructor reassured me. I closed the canopy and yelled, "All out, all out." When I got to 3,000 feet, I released from the tow plane and experienced the most amazing sense of freedom. But what is freedom? Freedom could be millions of different things. It could be something as big as choosing what you want to do with the rest of your life. Or something as small as choosing what color Civic you want to park on Kinclaven. Or even something monumental, like going to the bathroom without a sticker! But above all, freedom is knowing that only you know you. I've learned many things this past 4 years, but that one thing stuck with me more than anything else. The best expert on you is you. In your life, you're going to meet a lot of people, and they're going to try and give you advice, and even though the advice might be valid, even though they might have experience, they don't know you like you do. And if you're going to university, don't take physics because you need it for your degree. Take physics because you long to understand and unravel the secrets of the universe. Don't take history because, well, you already found the textbook cheap on Kijiji. Take history because you've always longed to understand the revolutionaries like Napoleon, Bismarck, George Washington, and Catherine the Great. And above all, don't take calculus. Like I said before, to me, freedom is soaring above the earth and clouds. But what is it to you? In an engineless aircraft, you have one chance and one chance alone to land. But don't get me wrong, one way or another, you are going to land. Now, I look around at the Lockview graduating class of 2014, and I see gliders. Some sleek and elegant, some sturdy tanks, and some reliable Franken gliders. The takeoff was scary. It was unnerving, but surprisingly exciting. We took off into Lockview on our first solos, and on that very first day, we released from the tow plane. We were so full of ourselves back then, even if we were 2 feet shorter than everyone else. We really believed that we had made it. It's not until after takeoff we realized just how difficult it is to fly. And for these past 4 years, you have been flying the course, and now it's time to land. It's unavoidable. We all understand the basic physics. What goes up must come down. And it's the landing that will define us. Will it be rough and bumpy, or smooth and delicate? Whatever the outcome, I don't know about you, but ladies and gentlemen, when I look out at you, the Lockview graduating class of 2014, I feel no terror. Kurt Vonnegut was wrong. I only feel excited for what we can accomplish and what we will accomplish. It may be scary. It may be surreal. But ladies and gentlemen, my friends, let's land that plane.